Hey everybody, welcome to the chair with James. Gonna do a Week 11 NFL picks real quick. All starts off with the Patriots headed to Atlanta to play the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. With that game, I would think if the Patriots are for real, they've been on a winning streak right now. They destroyed Cleveland last week. That they can get this game no problem. Atlanta can put up points, as we've seen in the past. They didn't do it against Dallas last week, but in the past they have. And being at home, you know, doesn't hurt as well. But I'm gonna go with New England on that. Sunday morning action, you got New Orleans at Philadelphia. It's two teams, and that are sort of surging uh, from the downtrodden of where they've been. Mostly Philadelphia. They've been able to get wins. They beat Denver last week in Colorado. New Orleans lost because of the kicker last week in Tennessee. Kamara, will be a game time decision, I think. This game is pretty tough for me to decide. You would think New Orleans, with their defense, would do it. That's what I think is going to be the deciding factor there, with the Saints defeating Philadelphia. Divisional game here, you got Miami at the Jets in New Jersey. I guess Miami Jets are losing pretty bad, and Mike White just seems to not have it. Joe Flacco will probably be getting playing time, and Zach Wilson will be watching from the bench, hopefully, and getting some pointers and just watching the game, as I mentioned last week. It'd be good for Wilson to do that. I'll go with Miami slightly, only because of their defense and special teams that shined against Baltimore last Thursday. Next game, we got Washington at Carolina. Carolina kind of on a roll here. They brought back Cam Newton from free agency. Washington defeated Tampa Bay in Washington, and Taylor Heineke did well against the Bucks again. Granted, they lost in the playoffs, but this time in the regular season, they get some revenge. I think Carolina wins, but it'll be a good close one, hopefully. It just sucks with Washington. Chase Young had a torn ACL injury last week, and he won't be back for the rest of the year. And that really, really sucks, because I want to see more of this kid play, and he's been stellar so far. So hopefully a speedy recovery and a best recovery for him. Next game I got is Indianapolis at Buffalo. These are two teams also that have struggled, but Buffalo's been better, and I think they'll continue to win. Indianapolis, if they can't get the running game going, they're in trouble because their passing game with Carson Wentz is not there. So I think Buffalo, as long as they key on Jonathan Taylor, they will stop the run, and they'll win the game. Next game I got is Detroit at Cleveland. Now, these two teams have been struggling, of course. Detroit had a tie last week. At least they didn't lose against Pittsburgh. Cleveland is struggling, and more and more it's looking like Baker Mayfield won't play. He had a horrible injury last week, but we'll see if he plays. Nick Chubb has COVID as well. There is a real good chance Detroit wins this. I know it's weird to say, but don't be surprised. But I'll take Cleveland, but who knows. Next game, San Francisco at Jacksonville. This is an interesting matchup. You got San Francisco coming off a high, defeating the Rams on Monday Night Football at home. Jacksonville has lost when it looked like they were on the on a roll. But I think Jacksonville will lose this game at home against the 49ers. I think San Francisco's defense will continue to show up. James Robinson, remember, the running back, he's questionable for Jacksonville. Divisional game, you got Houston at Tennessee. I think Tennessee wins this, no doubt. Hopefully Houston gives it a game, but I doubt it. I think Tennessee will find their way. Adrian Peterson running well. You got Ryan Tannehill playing good ball. Receivers always seem to be hurt, but you want to see more of the defense doing well, and maybe that would be a great day for the defense of Tennessee, for you fantasy owners out there that have the Titans. The divisional game here, Green Bay at Minnesota, always a good matchup. You would think Rodgers would be on the roll. He does struggle in Minnesota somewhat, and losing Aaron Jones will really hurt. More pressures on A.J. Dillon, the backup, to be the starter now, for sure. Minnesota coming off a high, as well as Green Bay, but Minnesota winning against the Chargers last week in Southern California. Held on to a lead for once. Didn't give it up or had to go to overtime. So it's a stepping stone for him. I'm going to go with Green Bay. The last morning game is Baltimore at Chicago. It was a weird sight last Thursday to see Lamar Jackson struggling because he could not get his offensive line to block for him. It was just awful. The Miami defense was all over Lamar Jackson, and they lost to the Dolphins. The Bears, you hope to see Justin Fields doing well. You hope that they get the running game going, the passing game going, and the defense doing well. This could be a real good toss-up game. Come down to the wire. Might have Justin Tucker do something, and we'll see about that Chicago wind. Next game I got is Cincinnati at Las Vegas. The Raiders, coming off a Sunday night loss. Their season is starting to dwell, and I'll have more of that on the Raider preview coming up here on the chair. The Bengals, they're a little up and down, up and down, up and down. With Cleveland, it seems like out of the picture. Baltimore in a struggle. Maybe it's Pittsburgh and Cincinnati's division. Who knows? That AFC North just keeps going back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati won that game, honestly. But you would hope the Raiders come out with that victory. We'll see. Divisional game here. You got Arizona and Seattle. Seattle lost to Green Bay last week in Wisconsin. Arizona lost. They didn't have Murray and Hopkins, and you'll wonder about their status. Without them, you could definitely see Seattle winning it, but not running away with it for sure. Next game, Dallas at Kansas City. Marquee matchup here. Dallas coming off of a great win over Atlanta. Kansas City in Las Vegas winning easily. This might be a well game here. I think Kansas City wins, but it's going to be hopefully a close one. And I hope Dallas, Trayvon Diggs, he's able to make an impact. He has all those interceptions. Micah Parsons making plays as a linebacker there. It's the young talent on the defensive end for Dallas coming up big. And we'll see if they can against Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill, all those guys that have their grooves back. So we'll see. The Sunday night game, Pittsburgh at the Chargers in Southern California, and expect it to be all black and yellow. I can't wait to see the crowd and all the terrible towels going around the stadium. That'll be an interesting sight. Chargers need to go with a hard silent count again, as they did against the Vikings. There's a lot of purple in the crowd, a lot of noise. The whole skull fake was going on last Sunday, and you better believe it, they're going to use it again against the Steelers. For the game on the field, I wonder about Big Ben if he's going to play, but I don't think he will. It's going to have to be Mason Rudolph. I don't think, and hopefully, I think Steelers fans don't want Hopkins to play because I can't remember what the story was, but during the game or in warm-ups, I can't remember, but on the field, he had his cell phone in his hands and he was just, doing whatever. And I don't think you're supposed to do that. So Hopkins still hasn't learned his lesson. Remember, he's doing that in Washington as well. And I just wonder if he has a future in football. At any rate, I think the Chargers win. I keep picking them to win, but they keep failing. Who knows? The Monday night game is the Giants and Tampa Bay. I know the Buccaneers lost last week, but I think they have a bounce back against the Giants. Hopefully, and the Giants again. For Monday Night Football again. That's just not making sense to me. But anyway, it's a big market, I guess. Hopefully the Giants make it a game like they did on the previous Monday night matchup in Kansas City, where they lost only by 3. Hopefully they can do that against Tampa Bay. Daniel Jones can run. Still don't know about Saquon Barkley if he'll play. It seems like his 2 injuries this year are just preventing him to play, honestly. And it's a struggle, I know, for Giant fans out there who want to see this team do well. It's been a struggle the last, since 2017. So they're trying to stay in the thick of things, but it might be too late. They're 3-6, I believe. Expect Tampa Bay to have a great game. That's all I could think about with that. And I think Tampa Bay wins. So that's my picks. I want to know what everybody thinks out there. Please like, subscribe, share, follow the Chair with James on YouTube, Facebook, and also on my Instagram page at Jam89, Jam Session 89, Jam Session 89, and Twitter at Jam _P_gone. Take care, folks. Later.